قره بقارون على تحشوك. Call out with the throat, don't withhold. Kashofar harem qoleka. Like the shofar, lift thy voice. وهجد لعمي بشعام. And narrate to my people their transgression. ولبيت يعقوب حطوطام. And to the house of Jacob their sins. Oti yom yom yidrashun. And day they seek me. Without the rakai yehpathun. And the knowledge of my ways they delight in. Kugoya atrasadaqa asha. Like a nation which effectuated righteousness. Umithapat hilo hiwilo azab. And the judgment of its God it did not forsake. Yishaluni mithpateth. They ask me judgments of righteousness. Qirbat Elohim yehpathun. To draw near to God, they delight. Lam thamnu velo raita. For what we have fasted, and thou hast not seen. Rinninu napshenu velo teda. We have humbled our souls, and thou hast not known. Hen beyom thomchem timothu hepeth. Behold, in the day of your fasting, ye find pleasure. Wukol atzavechem tinegoshu. And all your laborers ye drive. Hen lariv wamatha tathumu. Behold, for contention and quarreling ye fast. Ulahakod be'egroperasha. And to strike with a fist of wickedness. Lo tathumu kayom. Lahashmi abamarum. Qolkum. Ye shall not fast like today to cause your voice to be heard on high. Hakadha yehyathum evaharehu. Is it like this? The fast is of my choosing. I have chosen it. Yom ranot hadam nafsho. A day of the humbling of a man, his soul, of a man's humbling his soul. Halakof ka'agamon rosho. Is it to bend like the reed, like a reed his head? Wishaqqa waper yathi'. And sackcloth and ashes he spreads out. Haladha tiqrahat om wayom rashon liyahweh. Is it that for this ye should call a fast and a day of acceptance for Yahweh? Halo hedethum evaharehu. Is not this the fast I have chosen it? Pateh harthu boteresha. To open or to open the fetters of wickedness. Hater agudot mota, to unfasten the bindings of a yoke. Washallaharthuthim hopashim, and to send off the oppressed ones free. Ucholamota tanateku, and every yoke ye should snap. Hallo paros larageb lahmeka. Is it not to divide to the hungry thy bread? Waraniyim morodim tavi bayit, and afflicted ones wandering thou bring inside. Ki tir arom wikisito, as thou seest a naked one, thou coverest him. Wimibsharaka lo hita alam, and from thy flesh thou should not hide thyself. Az yibaka kashahar oraka, then thy light would break forth like the dawn. Waharukataka meherati samah, and thy healing should sprout hastily. Wahalak lapanaka sidqaka, and thy righteousness would go forth from before thee. Kavod Yahweh Yahsapaka, the glory of Yahweh should gather thou up at the rear. Azatiqarah Yahweh, then thou wouldst call, and Yahweh would answer. Tashawwa Marhineni, thou wouldst cry out for help, and he would say, Behold me. Imitasir mitokaka mota, if thou turn away from thy midst a yoke. Shilah esba wadabarawan, send off the sending of the finger and wording iniquity. Wutafiq larageb nafshaka, and thou bring forth for the hungry thy soul. Wenefesh narana tashabi, and the soul of the afflicted thou satisfiest. Wazarah bahoshek horaka, then thy light shall rise in the darkness. Wahapilataka kathohrayim, and thy darkness be like the noontime. Wanahaka Yahwatamid, and Yahweh shall guide thee continually. Wahishabi b'sahsahot nafshaka, and he shall satisfy thy soul in parched lands. Wa'athamotaka yahalis, and thy bones shall shall be strong. He shall make strong. And he shall make thy bones strong. Wahayiti kagan rawe, and thou shalt be like a garden watered. Ukamo shamaim, atarlo yakazabu me mai, and like the going out of waters which waters do not deceive. Wabanu mimka chorvot olam, and they shall build from thee the ruins of unseen time. The foundations of generation and generation, thou shalt raise them. And it shall be called for thee the one walling up a breach. The one restoring paths to dwell. If thou turn aside, if thou return thy foot from the Shabbat, the doing of thy pleasure in my day of holiness, and thou shalt call for the Shabbat delight, for the holy thing of Yahweh, an honored thing. And thou shalt honor it from effectuating thy way. From finding thy pleasure and wording a word. Then thou shalt delight thyself upon Yahweh. And he shall cause thee to ride upon the high places of earth. And I shall cause thee to rise on the high places of the earth, and I shall cause thee to eat Nahalat Ya'qub Abika, the inheritance of Ya'qub thy father. Kipi Yahweh Dibber, because the mouth of Yahweh hath worded.